forces since 1901, contributing significantly across various roles and conflicts. Initially, their participation was limited to the Australian Army Nursing Service, which played a crucial role during World War I. Over 2,000 nurses served overseas, providing essential medical care. During World War II, women's roles expanded with the establishment of the Women's Royal Australian Naval Service, the Australian Women's Army Service, and the Women's Auxiliary Australian Air Force. These branches allowed women to take on a variety of support roles, demonstrating their capability and dedication. Post-World War II, women continued to serve in various capacities, and by the late 1970s and early 1980s, they were integral into the regular forces. The landmark change came in 2013 when women were allowed to apply for all positions in the Australian Defence Force, including combat roles. Today, women make up a significant portion of the Australian Defence Force, serving in over 200 roles and receiving the same training, salaries and opportunities as men. It's inspiring to see how women's roles in the military have evolved and expanded over the years. Retired Wing Commander Llani Kennealy will share her message around contemporary roles for women veterans.
Today, as we gather to honour the courage and sacrifice of all those who have served, I would like to reflect on the often overlooked contributions of women in the Australian Defence Force. For over 80 years, women have stood shoulder to shoulder with their male colleagues, demonstrating unwavering commitment and exuding a pride in service that has inspired and empowered future generations. From the nurses who risked their lives on the front lines of World War II, to those who have served in peacekeeping and combat operations across the globe, women have played an integral role in our military history, proving time again that what defines military service isn't who you are, but the relentless commitment, resilience and mindset that you bring to the mission. The women who came before us, those whose shoulders we stand on, paved the way for today's generation. In their time of service, the idea that women would one day command warships, fly combat aircraft and serve on the front lines may have been unimaginable, perhaps even unreachable. Yet today, these roles are a reality. These women veterans have not only broken barriers, but have redefined the possibilities for women in the Australian Defence Force, proving that courage, strength and leadership are not defined by gender. Their efforts have inspired a new era of service where women continue to lead, innovate and make history. I want to be clear. My speech today in no way diminishes the roles that men have played and can continue to play in the Australian Defence Force. Rather, I want to highlight the vital role women have played throughout our history and continue to play today. Too often, women veterans feel invisible. Even now, on ANZAC Day, women wearing their medals proudly on the left are still told that they have them on the wrong side. The next time you see a woman veteran wearing her medals, think about what those medals mean, not just to her, but to her family, her service, your security, and her sacrifice. In parallel to these events, the nature of warfare has also changed. The traditional wars of the past, fought on battlefields between opposing forces, have given way to conflicts that defy conventional understanding. We bear witness to unimaginable horrors, violence that indiscriminately targets the innocent, humanitarian crises that tear families apart, and the devastating impact of war on those who have the least power to protect themselves. Women and children, once considered collateral, are now deliberate targets. Sexual violence as a weapon, forced displacement, and the systemic erasure of rights are now, tragically, strategic tools of warfare. In this present-day battlefield, security is no longer defined by military might alone, but by the protection and the empowerment of the most vulnerable. It is in these circumstances that the role of women who serve has never been more critical. In addition to the technical mastery that our serving women possess, they also bring unique capabilities, perspectives, and skills. These women, our veterans, no longer confined to traditional roles. They are trained, equipped, and ready, and they are warriors. The presence of women in the ADF challenges outdated paradigms and strengthens our capabilities, making our forces more effective, more resilient, and better equipped to respond to the world's most pressing security challenges. Today, the values of service, courage, respect, integrity, and excellence define the men and women of the ADF. But these values are not unique to this generation. They are the same values that have guided every Australian who has worn the uniform. They have been lived by the trailblazers who paved the way, ensuring that future generations can serve in an ADF where talent overtakes tradition and ability outpaces assumption. As we honour the ANZAC legacy, let us acknowledge the women who have served and continue to serve with distinction. Women who serve not for recognition, but for the duty to protect, to lead, and to pave the way. Our courage is not in the absence of fear, but in choosing to serve regardless. This sacrifice, honour, and commitment remind us all that the spirit of the ANZACs is alive in all who step forward to defend our nation. Today, we remember all those who answered the call, lest we forget.